are not the string are not equal. Else, if these strings are saying if it output true the false, then which means see out, else statement must be see out your string, the string are equal. So now, for example, let's prove what we are talking about. Is these things that we are talking about true or false? So we can prove it with our with our code block. It says the strings are not equal. You see, the strings are not equal. It takes the one for else statement, because Peter and master, they are not equal. If we can change here, we write master. We'll see now, because they the same thing is going to tell you the strings are equal. Let's do it. See, the strings are equal. So remember about the lexicographic. The order of lexicographic is just like, you don't really have to memorize it. It's just a mathematical term that I don't think they might ask, but just know it as you are a programmer. So that lexicographic, it works with positive, negative, and zero. It output if for bool. So if we use bool, it was going to output true. If we say see out bool there, it was going to say true. And then see out bool for else, it was going to be false. But the one which is false is true one, and is inverse. It's an inverse. So that's how you must do it. That's how you must do it for C string. So today, as I said, I'm more of giving you guys the terms that you must remember and the theory that you must remember when you are working with a C string. So far, do you have any question about what we are doing before I proceed? If you have a question, you can talk to me. I will answer you. Let me come, because is it you must also ask me those questions. So that.
So I just have a quick question.
Hello.
You wrote hash includes C string, right?
Okay, let me go back to my code. I wrote what?
You wrote hash includes C string in your header file, right?
Yes, yes.
Now, if you use normal strings, does the hash include C string work for the normal strings as well, or
Okay.
do you still have to
It's
put
actually
hash include
string, ne? It's a predefined function for it's working your C string compare.
Okay, just for those
Those two,
predefined
yes.
functions.
If we didn't have this string compare on string copy in our program, this
Then you
hash
could just
include
use
system
string.
is unnecessary. This one is still gonna work. So
Yeah, then you
we
can
are
just use
using this
string.
predefined functions. That's why we use that C string.
Okay, no, I understand. Thank you.
Because without, if I comment it, let me comment it now. You will see that it does not know string compare. It will tell you the compiler that what is that. You can see that in my compiler. You say string compare was not declared in this scope, so it does not know what is that. So the moment when we have it, then it knows what is string compare. It only even complain with one thing about string compare as you saw it. All right. Anyone who have a question? Any question?
Master,
Hello?
you said something. Hello.
Yes, yes, I'm listening.
Yeah, you said something like string concatenate. What does that one do?
Oh no, I'm still gonna go there. For it compares
All right.
the strings, two strings, if they are the other one is higher and the other one is lower, like that. The string compare, I'm gonna show you them. Just that I don't have a book in this laptop here. I was gonna show you also. There is a page in your books whereby they are written in terms of a what is it? They are written in terms of a table form, whereby it also tell you that this one does what, this like functions.
Okay.
Yes, we still have string length to calculate the length of what is it, of your C string. So if for example I can say C out, you see, I can just say C out in the same thing. I said string length, which one do I want to compare? Maybe is a name. just like that. It will output the length of the how many letters. It will check the length 1 2 3 4 5 6. It will tell you that there are 6 elements there. If we output it, do you see that it shows you the 6 there?
Yes, yes.
We also have string, the one you asked about. It's called string compare. That one is string. Remember, I showed you about string copy, and I showed you about string compare, ne? And we also have string com for is CONCEN. CAM. So for this one here, it compare 2 strings. So which means if I can say, let me say, we have to, you can use a string CAM in terms of an if statement, ne? To compare the two, which one is the have higher elements and which one have lower elements. So you can say if this one, then see out like that. Let's say, let me just write if string and you can also check, do a limit, you put n there. Say, what are you going for this string compare? What are we going to compare? You write two, for example, you can say name and say the way I've written there. So when it compare, if name is greater than, see out, you can say see out. Like then else we can say else if this is not the case, surname is greater than that one, we see out surname, sir. Then I'm gonna change them to be not the same. So let me write Peter here, or let me write pet. So if I build it, so you can see it says error. Let's go and check why is it giving us a problem. Error number 9. Error. String compare was not declared in this scope. So what is string compare using as a header file? As it's saying string compare. We have a include. It must use a citdlib. Ne?
I think you are still using the wrong function, sir. Because you say comparing, and that one is not the compare function.
No, it's for consent. Sorry, I normally mix them. Ne? This one I'm talking about now is not for comparing. It's for concatenation. Is it concatenation? Something like that.
Concatenation.
Yes, it's to
yes, concatenate.
concatenating. Yes. So that
But
one.
don't you use the concatenation one for adding 2 strings together?
Hello. Yes.
You use,
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
you
Let me just get you are right. Ne? I'm mixing two things at the same time. That's why I'm saying compare. For concatenate, it means you add 2 strings. For is it concert?
it's basically like you have the sum of 2 strings together. It's
Yes,
basically like
yes,
plus for 2 strings.
yes. So for this one here, which means if I have, let's say, the way I did it here, it won't work. Let me just repeat it. So if I have this string here called master, let's say I'm gonna increase to be 10. 10. So if I have a string for string compare for string cam something like that, yeah, you add, if I can say, for example, okay, I want to add something from the name, I will just write a name. Then after, when I write a name, you will say, okay, I want to add pet. Let's make this one a comment for now, so that you see that is how it's working. It's not there. So I want to add